Hey, this is Billy Rutledge with Calvary Chapel Magazine. I'm in the Golan Heights with the heroes of Israel, the superstars that we love and pray for every day. And I just want to say a few updates really quick. According to the IDF news that I researched with today, it said today there was a terrorist cell attempting to launch anti-tank missiles towards the area of Kibbutz Yafa, if that's not right, I'm sorry, in the northern Israel. But an IDF tank struck the terrorist cell and destroyed them. Also, terrorists attempting to approach the border area from Lebanon near the community of Shlomai was struck and killed by IDF aircraft. Ground operations, troops killed dozens of terrorists in the northern Gaza Strip who were attempting to engage and harm IDF troops. Overnight, a targeted raid in southern Gaza Strip, the IDF Armored and Engineering Corps operated to map out buildings and neutralize explosive devices. And during that operation, several terrorists exiting a tunnel were shot and killed. I've spoken with folks concerning IDF soldiers, females and males, doing heroic things that are beyond any movie we've ever produced in America. And I pray that those stories will be told one day when it's safe. Yet with all of the success that goes on with the IDF, and we know they will win. We know they will be successful. But there's families living in Nahariya. There's families living in Tel Aviv. There's families living all over the state and in all of the regions of Israel. And there's a monster that looms out there. Yesterday we all waited for the leader of Hezbollah. Was he going to call for an all-out attack? And it was more of a sword rattling than anything else. But he spoke yesterday of the fact that Hezbollah's efforts on the border of Lebanon have escalated day by day since October 7th. And his goal there is to force the IDF to maintain a presence there, keeping them from coming into Gaza and helping out at the West Bank. He threatened further escalation on the border of Lebanon. And you think, what do you tell your children? What does a mom tell her children? What does a dad tell the children as rockets are being taken out? But they're talking about escalating. There's a monster on the other side of that wall in Lebanon. He said, and I quote from one source, "We are very well prepared to confront the U.S. Navy warships. We're not afraid of them." He also endorsed Hamas' decision to attack Israel as correct, wise, courageous, and timed perfectly. Imagine living in a border city with constant rocket attacks, the sound of artillery throughout the day, and the speeches of hatred that are spewed at night and in the daytime. In the media, that an intelligent and scheming monster is crouched at the door. Hezbollah claims 100,000 well-trained, battle-hardened soldiers. We must pray for the IDF. We must pray for the mothers and the fathers. We must pray for the children of Israel. According to one source, 23 IDF soldiers have died in the war so far. And then there's the psychological terrorism. It was released in one news source that IDF soldiers, female soldiers, were stripped naked and videos were made, and those videos were sent by link to their parents. These are daughters, maybe mothers and maybe wives. And I say it again, prayer for Israel is not prayer for nationalism. Prayer for Israel is not political rhetoric or idealism or your political opinion. Prayer for Israel is about the people of Israel. It's about mothers. It's about fathers. It's about children. It's about soldiers who are risking their lives, male and female. And they're not fighting against someone who fights fair. They're not fighting against someone who has morals. They're fighting against a demonic, dark, military force that is well supplied by other sources outside of their own. We must pray and stand with our brothers and sisters in Israel. One such individual that I was impressed with today, I'm so glad he's here for a couple minutes before we give up this interview, is my brother. I'll let him introduce himself, his name. Andrew? Okay, Andrew. Now, if you were to ask me, hey, Billy, where do you think this fellow is from, if he's from the U.S.? And I recognize he was after a few minutes. We would say New York, we would say, some other community where we think there's a great Jewish presence in one of the major cities. But the last place in the world you would ever get me to say, yeah, this guy is a Jew and he's from our country, is the state of Texas. The country of Texas. So, we're so proud of you, man, that you would come and fight. We're so proud of you that you would be part of Israel and the Israeli Defense Force. Real quick, do you have something that you would say to Americans now about your heart? You're here, you're fighting, you're with some of the greatest men, I think, in the world, and one of the greatest armies in the world, if not, the greatest. We see the Iron Dome. Nobody in our country, we still don't even understand that, and we've always thought of you guys as a superior army in the world, and we're proud of you all. What would you say to Americans about being part of this?
I reckon outside of supplies, which are obviously appreciated, the biggest way that an American or any citizen of the world can participate in this particular war is sharing correct information. There's a lot of fake news out there. I'll be honest, a lot of the stories that have come out of these October 7th attack have been too difficult for us as Israelis to even watch or hear about or process. But it's important that the rest of the world knows who we are up against, the type of people that could commit such atrocities, that could kill babies, dozens of babies. What you said about psychological warfare is true. I have friends that have been sent videos of their family in Gaza experiencing torture. It's unbelievable for us, but it's important that the rest of the world shares this information as much as they can and combats anti-Semitism in the streets.
Amen. Yeah.
On October 8th, we as Jews all over the world saw thousands of people celebrating our deaths. The biggest attack and the biggest massacre of Jews since the Holocaust happened on October 7th. And we grew up in America in the West thinking anti-Semitism is a thing of the past. Anti-Semitism is a thing of our grandparents, our parents. We're different. We'll always be different. And it's not them, it's us. So to continue to share the information, the stories that we can't even talk about ourselves just yet because we're still experiencing the trauma, is I think the best way that we can, we as Westerners, can combat that vitriol.
Well, guys, in America, to stand with our Jewish brothers and to stand against the intellectual, spineless men who will speak about freedoms that they won't fight for. They'll speak about a country when they don't like the president of moving. I'm going to go live here, I'm going to go live there, but they never leave. They're gutless men in our universities, our professors. They're young people whose minds are twisted how they could possibly think that Israel and Hamas are somehow operating in the same morality band. It's ridiculous. And so if you're going to stand with Israel in the U.S., this may be a time where it might cost you. This may be a time where you have to stand against what is becoming a popular attitude and a popular opinion against Israel. Maybe we need to grow a spine. Maybe we need to be a people that I knew 30, 40, 50 years ago when I was a young kid. We always stood with Israel. Anti-Semitism was something to hate. The idea of the Holocaust, even today, some saying that it never existed. This is the insanity of America right now. So those of us who know better, those of us who love these people, those of us who are willing to stand, it may cost you something. But that's okay because right things usually cost you something. I'm here with these IDF superstars, and I'm so proud that you guys gave me hey, that's it. So I'm signing off from the Golan Heights. Yeah.